Friday Night Blitz is brought to you by Rock Oil Refining Incorporated. Your Blitz starts now.
Welcome to the Friday Night Blitz. I'm Saul Meyer, and that is my partner, Drew Chelly. Drew, it's Friday night, so you know what that means.
Yes, I do, Saul. Friday night football here in Wisconsin.
You're right, Drew, but that's not all. Hockey is back in Wisconsin with the Wisconsin Wendigo having their home opener tonight.
They dropped their season opener, but they have responded with 3 straight wins in Minnesota, all taking place in their tournament last week.
Right, you are, Drew, and now the Wendigo are looking to make it 4 wins in a row and doing it on their home ice. So let's see if the Wendigo could pull it off in our Friday Night Blitz game of the week. In the first period, good defense from the Wendigo while in the defensive zone, but not the goalie making the stop. The shot gets blocked by Maxwell Martin, who lays out to keep the Ice Dogs off the board. Later that period, the puck gets lost in a scuffle. It's going to get stolen by the Wendigo, who are now looking for the counterattack. Zachary Burfoot shoots it, but it's hauled in by the Fairbanks goalie to keep them off the scoreboard. But the first goal of the game came after a face-off. The Ice Dogs came up with it short-handed and are on a breakaway. Gage Leonard has it, makes a man miss, falls down, and Mark Lund is there to clean it up and score the goal, and the Ice Dogs spoil the home opener for the Wendigo, winning this one 4-1.
2 of the top teams in the GNC squared off tonight at Mosinee.
And after losing their first game of the season last week, Rhinelander was looking to get back in the win column.
Mosinee, on the other hand, has been playing their best football since their Week 1 loss to Stratford. They look to make it 5 wins in a row. The Indians were at home tonight in front of their crowd, while the Hodags looking to come in and pull an upset. First quarter, Rhinelander ball. Truman Lamer is going to go deep, and watch Aiden Shaughnessy run this one down for the interception, and that is going to set up Mosinee early. Next, Rhinelander drive. Zach Germain is going to take this one up the middle for a big gain, and he is going to withstand the big hit to pick up the first down. Next possession for Mosinee, Gavin Abramski is going to hit Keegan Jershell on the deep out route for the score. This one was all Mosinee. They win it 42-0. They win their 5th game in a row.
Now to Anago, where the Red Robin faithful were out in full force. This one was a defensive battle. Tied at 0 going into the second half. Anago's Javon Bussey doing what he does best, running fast. He goes 35 yards up the field. But Lakeland's defense would hold strong and get the ball back. That's when Colt Meyer would take over for the T-Birds. He bides his time and accelerates to the second level of the defense. Huge gainer by the senior QB. Staying with this drive, but now in the fourth quarter, Meyer weaves his way through the Anago D to score the first points of the game. He'd end up with 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 through the air on the night. Lakeland Union wins 19-7. They improved to 2-4, while Anago drops to 3-3.
Now let's head over to Merrill for a matchup between Ashland and the Blue Jays here in the first quarter. Ashland with the football early. They are going to hand it off to Carter Vurenma, and he gets the edge, and he is going to take this one for a first down. Next drive now for Ashland. A run again is going to be to the outside. Merrill there to blow this play up. That would force a 4th down. Very next play, 4th down and long. Ashland going for it, but Merrill there once again to shut it down. They turn them over on downs. This game was a defensive battle with Ashland coming out on top, 7-6. Final GNC game of the night saw Medford at home as they hosted Hayward. The Raiders put together a full effort at home. They defeated Hayward 36-7. The Raiders are now 5-1 on the season, and they remain unbeaten in conference play, standing at a perfect 4-0.
And let's talk about those GNC standings. It's looking like there are 2 clear frontrunners for the conference title, Mosinee and Medford. Both of those teams are undefeated, and there's a 3-way tie at second between Rhinelander, Anago, and Lakeland Union, who are all at 2-2. Following them are Hayward and Ashland, who are 1-3 in conference play, and Merrill, who is 0-4 in the GNC. We'll be right back after the break.
Friday Night Blitz is brought to you by Rock Oil Refining Incorporated. Your Blitz starts now.
Welcome Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. I'm Saul Meyer, and that is Drew Chelly. Drew, we had a hockey game as our game of the week, but you actually went to one of our featured football matchups happening on the gridiron. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Saul, it was a battle of the two top teams in the Valley Football Association. Wausau West hosting Spash at Tom Field. Both teams unbeaten in conference play. West undefeated overall. Spash's only loss earlier this year, who at one point came to the #1 ranked team in Waquanago, who's #1 in the state. Spash on the road as they look to take down unbeaten Wausau West. Turnovers were the story in the first half for both teams here. Spash going to throw into the end zone, but it is going to be picked off by West Brett Butala. As now trying to drive later in the first half, West is going to hit Carter Amerson, and watch the move he's going to put on here, making a miss, and he's going to get out of bounds with a second left, putting them in Hail Mary range. So next play, last play of the half, West is going to try to throw the Hail Mary, but it is going to be picked off by Spash's Jackson Spees. One of 7 West turnovers. Spash would win this one 27-7.
Now let's head to Crandon, where the 4-2 Cardinals faced the Gwynn Model Towners from the UP. After both teams' opening drive stalled, Crandon's ground game got to work, and here is Mason Mullins. That power T gets him that 20-yard rushing touchdown to put the home team up 8-0. Ensuing kickoff, Nolan Bradley, the freshman, flies down and lays the wood. Big-time hit, sets the tone for that defense to force another punt. And the rushing attack did not slow down on the keeper. Maverick Mayer makes a man miss, weaves his way into the end zone, and puts them up 2 scores. Crandon takes care of business with a 48-6 win. They're now 5-2 on the year.
Let's move over to Tomahawk, between a matchup between the Crivets Wolverines and the Tomahawk Hatchets. Here in the final minutes of the first half, Tomahawk with the ball. Quarterback Rex Riley going to throw this one over the middle. It's a tip drill, and it is picked off by Tyler Wenny, and the Wolverines take over. Next play, QB Caden Claver is going to fire this one over the middle, and it is going to convert a first down for Crivets. A few plays later, Claver going to fire another one. This time he's going deep, and it is a little overthrown. Good defense by the Hatchets, going to force an incomplete pass here. This one ended up going to double overtime. Crivets would win it 38-30.
Let's move on to our only 8-man game of the night. Three Lakes hosting White Lake Elko. In the second quarter, Nick Blawat keeps it on the QB draw. He lowers his shoulder to take some contact. Still on his feet, it takes half the defense to finally bring this kid down on the run. Later that drive, it's Blawat again, this time on the read option, but a big-time tackle from L.J. Terlizzi results in a fumble, and the Blue Jays fall on it and take over. And here was the result. Jared Kaufman throws a beautiful ball to Tyler Janikowski, who comes down with it for the touchdown. And if you don't know, now you know, and the Blue Jays are here to stay. They win this one 72-8.
In the college ranks, Big Ten opener for the Wisconsin Badgers tonight, and they were impressive on the road. They defeated Purdue 38-17. Once again, it was the ground game for Wisconsin. They ran for 208 yards and 4 touchdowns. The team, however, looks like they lost Ches Malusi to what appeared to be a very significant ankle injury.
Yeah, we hope Malusi ends up all right, but it does look like that Badgers team is back to their old selves. Speaking of the other team in Milwaukee, the Brewers were in action tonight as well, where a win would clinch them a spot in the playoffs, and boy did they play like it. 12 runs in the second inning busted open an enormous 16-1 win for the Crew, who are playoff bound with the win and can clinch the division with a win tomorrow, or at least a Chicago Cubs loss.
One magic number's 1, but what a great bunch of games we got to cover tonight, Saul.
Absolutely, Drew. High school football, college football, pro baseball, and hockey.
We saw a little bit of everything on this Friday night.
Absolutely, Drew. Well, that's all the time we got tonight for the Friday Night Blitz. For Drew Chelly, I'm Saul Meyer. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all watching at home, have a great night.